10th Strahan, Danny Ream, historic Kirsch Rooney Stadium, the site. It's Jesuit, it's Rummel, and we're ready to roll. Here is the batting order for the Jesuit Blue Jays under the direction of Joey Latino, presented by First NBC Bank. Nick Ray leads it off at shortstop. Brandon Bruglio is the second baseman. Austin North in left field. Connor McGinnis is in right field. Hayden Fuentes base. Steven Sepsich is the center fielder. Chase Malosong does the catching. Jake Lashardy is at first base. Mark Thieber is the designated hitter. And Davis Martin will be on the mound for the Blue Jays tonight. And the Jesuit lineup will face this fine right-hander for Rummel, Connor Kosei. He's got to be considered their ace, Danny. He's a very good pitcher.
He's the guy that they put out there in the big games, and he's done a great job for them this year. 2.10 ERA, doesn't give up a whole lot, does a nice job of throwing strikes. You see only 5 walks and 33 in the third innings pitched, so that's the name of the game.
Yeah, that's it for him in a nutshell. He'll throw 83 to 86 consistently. It's a pretty good fastball, and when he's been right, he's had a really good breaking ball, and that's the key pitch for him to watch tonight. The weather conditions are ideal. Clear skies, 71 degrees. The wind's out of the north-northwest at 10, blowing out slightly as we get this one rolling this evening. And we're ready to roll. And Kosei will take to the mound in his Columbia blue uniform top. Good look at Connor as he gets ready to face one of the premier players in the Metro New Orleans area and beyond, Nick Ray, the brilliant shortstop of Jesuit. Ray stands in. We're ready to go. This game is underway. Kosei just missing the outside edge. Nick Ray, just a junior, but what a future he has. Clearly a significant Division I prospect. Swings and Fungo's one to first. Jammed badly. Nice play by Deist. Really good pitch there by Kosei for out number one. He throws hard enough to be able to pitch inside and runs that fastball in on hitters.
Well, it's a great spot. If you can command it, a lot of high school pitchers and coaches are afraid to go there, but if you can command it, the inner third is a great spot to pitch high school hitters.
One gone for Brandon Bruglio. What a year he's putting together. The numbers are tremendous. Fastball just missed the outside edge. You can see the pop he has on his fastball. Bruglio at .485. 2 homers, 20 RBI. Those numbers are the truth. He has been the truth. Returning starter. Swings and fouls it back to the screen. A good shortcut at that. It's 1-1. Interestingly, they play him as an opposite field hitter in the outfield. The center fielder Lacoste, who's a good one, shades him over into left center as the lights begin to take effect here in the City Park region of New Orleans. This is high speed pitch. It's 2-1.
Bruglio, a nice player for the Jays, does a really solid job at second base as well. Just a very, very solid Division I type player in this Jesuit lineup.
There's that fastball in on the hands again, and he checks swing foul behind the plate. It's 2-2. That's what makes Kosei so effective in the game. He pitched a brilliant game against Brother Martin. He ran the fastball to both sides, but jammed him and then had the really good breaking ball as well. 2-2 the count. Another on the way. Swing and a miss. He got him with hard stuff for out number 2.
Nice fastball there from Connor Kosei, down and away in the zone, and gets the big strikeout there. Here comes Austin North.
Kosei, a senior at 6'1", 207 pounds, and here's another good hitter in Austin North for the Blue Jays. The left fielder is at 296, no homers, and 16 driven in.
He's been a really bright spot in this order for Jesuit.
He's went well to center field. Center fielder on his horse, reached up, can't get it over Lacoste's head. Here goes North for second. He's there with a ringing 2-out double. And Lacoste is a very good center fielder. That ball was hit very well.
That ball was over his head right from the get-go. North really got into that one, as I was mentioning, really a bright spot in this Jesuit order this year. One of the top hitters in the bunch, and he's just been extremely consistent. As you'll see here, as he gets into that one, and it was over Luke Lacoste's head, because as you mentioned, Lacoste can run well out there, and he had to turn and go get it fairly quickly, as Jesuit now with a runner in scoring position, 2 down.
6 double for North on the year. Here's Connor McGinnis at 354, and it sits high. That's the pitch he needs, his breaking ball. It was outstanding against Brother Martin, but then in a relief effort, in a loss to John Curtis, he didn't have that pitch on that day, so clearly you're not just going to win with one pitch against Jesuit. There's an off-speed pitch, and that missed away, so it's 2-0. Pretty close. 2 balls and no strikes. McGinnis has driven in 6. Again, the .354 average. Jesuit, good hitting team, period. 2-0, 3-0. Fastball high. As the Blue Jays have swung the bats well from this year. They're a .305 hitting team. That's very impressive.
Yeah, quality players throughout the Jesuit lineup. This will be a tough one tonight for Kosei on the mound.
And it's 3-1 as he got that one through there.
You know, Connor Kosei is going to have to be on top of his game against a lineup of this caliber.
Well, you know, his fastball is going to be good enough, as I mentioned. It's all about whether he has that breaking ball or not working for him. Here's the 3-1. And that was a high strike. Threw the bat away. That's a strike. It's 3-2. Don't do it. Just don't do it.
Just let them make the call and then react to it. They're not crazy about that at all. Flipping that bat and they call a strike.
So 3 balls and 2 strikes on McGinnis. And the payoff pitch left it up, but it's popped up right side, should end the inning. Costanza makes the catch. Inning is over with no runs and a hit and a runner stranded. So the Blue Jays threaten but do not score. Raiders will come to the plate, but no score. As the Rummel Raiders will get their first crack, and here's the batting order for the Archbishop Rummel Raiders, presented by First NBC Bank. Kyle Costanza is at second base. Luke Lacoste, the center fielder. Chase Forquet does the catching. Lyle Ball, the cleanup hitter. The DH, Darren Willis, the shortstop. Kevin Meehan at third base. Darrell East is at first base. Trent Tully in right field. Zach Cook playing left field, and Connor Kosei on the mound for the Raiders. And they will oppose the left-handed offerings of Jesuit left-hander Davis Martin, 5'11", 175-pound junior. Limited action this year, Danny.
Yeah, he's coming off an injury. They had to play it safe with him, so he's just getting going again. Threw a couple innings, got the start against Shaw this previous Saturday. Only lasted about 2 innings, so this is a work in progress. He was a guy that threw really well for Jesuit last year, had a nice summer in American Legion Baseball, had some big starts as they made that run to the World Series in the summertime, but a little bit different here. He's kind of working his way back into it.
So Martin expected to go maybe 50 to 60 pitches in this game. We'll see the bullpen at some point. And Davis Martin, very important to this pitching staff of Jesuit, which is a good staff. In fact, when you look at these two teams, they're very similar in terms of their pitching, Danny. Both of them have pitching depth. When you look at the collective numbers of these teams, they both have 5 or 6 guys that have pitched and pitched well this year, and their team ERAs reflect that. Jesuit with a 1.64 earned run average, Rummel with a 1.77 run average. So there's no questioning the pitching, but if you can come up with another key piece, as in Davis Martin, if you're Jesuit, and Joey Latino, you got to feel really good down the line.
Well, the Class 5A playoffs, as we take a look at head coach Joey Latino of the Blue Jays and his staff, there's Kenny Goodlett. You can see Jeff Chapuis, the statistician, right there on the bench. But, you know, as you look at the playoffs now, you have to have a staff. Years ago, when it was all single elimination, it was really set up where you could throw your ace sometimes almost every round, but that is completely different now in 5A baseball, where you have to play best 2 out of 3 series starting with that second round of the playoffs. So you've got to have a staff. You've got to have quality depth.
Kyle Costanza leads it off for the Raiders and takes it high. Costanza, a .239 hitter with 11 RBI. Kyle's a little bit better hitter than that. They need him to get going like he's capable of doing. The senior taking it down and away. It's 2-0. Lacoste and Forcade to follow. Rummel always has a different look. They've got a lot of different uniform combinations, good colors. The Columbia blue tops tonight. And Jesuit, we don't have to mention it. Strike called. It's 2-1.
The one and only.
The one and only. 2 balls and a strike. Good look at Davis Martin.
I love telling the story back when I was playing for Dave Morrow. I tried my best to get him to order some black tops, but just didn't go anywhere. I mean, I even drew it up for him. It was beautiful, man.
It really was.
It was beautiful. Jesuit in royal blue outlined in white on a black top, man.
Never bit. 3-1 the count now.
Not at all.
Martin to Costanza and down a ball, so Costanza's on with the leadoff walk for the Raiders here in the bottom of the first inning, which will bring Luke Lacoste to the plate. Lacoste, a good two-way player for the Raiders. Solid pitcher, and he's hitting .333 with 5 driven in. Rummel will bunt a lot in these situations. And there's the bunt. He popped it straight up. That won't get it done. One out. Nick Monica has struggled to find consistent offense all season long, Danny, so he's got to play it that way. But again, they don't have a whole lot of room for margin because they just haven't hit enough, as you alluded to in our keys for the game.
Well, you know, Luke's a bunt-type guy. He's a speedy center fielder. He's somebody that if he puts a bunt down on the ground in the right spot, can easily turn into a base hit. So not a bad idea right there, but you really got to pay attention to that angle of the bat head when you're bunting the baseball.
Rummel's best hitter, Chase Forquet, takes a breaking ball strike. Good pitch from Martin to get ahead. Forquet, the two-sport star, brilliant quarterback heading to Nicholls State on a scholarship at 387 with 12 driven in. And again, the RBI, he hasn't had enough opportunities. You got to have people aboard. Throw to first, chases Costanza back, who runs pretty well. Rummel doesn't have great speed as a team, but they've got 3 or 4 guys that run pretty well. Costanza, one of those. Good look at Chase Forcade. Martin getting the sign. Rummel also ready. And pitching. Fastball away, 1-1. And Martin pretty quick to the plate. Slide step delivery. 1-1 the count. And another from Martin. Down and out, 2-1. He has a little hesitation in that leg kick, doesn't he?
He's paying a lot of attention to Costanza over at first base, and that was awkward looking when he made that pitch. It wasn't overly fluid looking. I think he was a little too worried about Kyle on that one. He needs to settle in and make some quality pitches here, see if he can get him a ground ball in the infield. 2 balls and a strike. Martin is ready and pitching. Tap foul, threw him an off-speed pitch, and Forquet was out in front as he was looking fastball all the way. And it's 2-2. Look at how they play Forquet around the outfield. You see this frequently against him. They bunch him towards center. They give him both lines. That's an ultimate compliment to a hitter when you bunch him toward the middle of the field. 2-2 the count. And the pitch. Chopper very high. Tough chance. What a pickup by Ray. He made a splendid play. There are just not many people that are going to be able to make that play and throw out a guy who actually runs pretty well. And Chase Forcade. That's a big time arm. That was a heck of a play there. You're not going to see many high school shortstops with the ability to get around a ball in the hole like that. And look at the quick release, and he deserved to get that call. Forquet may have beaten it, but he deserved to get that call. That was as close as could be. Great play by Ray. 2 gone. Costanza to second for Lyle Ball, the designated hitter. Leads the Raiders in RBI. Took one just low. Over but low, 1-0. Lyle Ball has done a good job. He's at 305 with 17 driven in. The junior at 6'1", 214 pounds. Costanza leading second, and Ball steps out. Well, both teams here have been able to get somebody into scoring down. There's the 1-0 pitch. And that's a strike call, 1-1. Good job by Malasa to frame that pitch. First meeting, Jesuit beat Rummel 4-1 at John Ryan Stadium in a game that was all about scoring in one inning for both teams, and Rummel made the mistakes on that day. They made a couple of key errors. 1-1 the count. Another pitch. Shoots it foul, right side, out of play. It's 1-2. Nick Monica, the head coach of the Raiders. Good look at Davis Martin. So we just got finished seeing Frank Monica over in Laplace in a game we did previously. St. Charles Catholic victory over Riverside in the Thriller. Now we see his son Nick today. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Fastball up and away, and it's 2-2. Always nice to see Coach Frank Monica when we get to go out and do the game at St. Charles each year. Old school, love it. He's a great guy. So is Nick. You know what's interesting as we look at Nick, they're really totally different.
Frank's demonstrative in his approach and his personality. Nick's really kind of, I won't say laid back, but he's a little bit reserved, right? Pickoff move to second, but no throw. As the shortstop, Ray, found a little bit of daylight cutting in behind the runner, Costanza. But a left-hander has to wheel and turn completely around to throw to second, and Martin allowed himself not to do so in that particular instance. 2-2 with 2 outs, and the pitch to ball high, so it's full 3-2. Willis on deck.
Well, as we say time and time again, these league games are competitive. You've got to try to take advantage of each and every scoring opportunity that you have. Jesuit had North with the big 2-out double. Couldn't score him in the top of the first. We'll see if Rummel can get the clutch hit here in the bottom of the inning.
Payoff pitch to ball, and ball 4. He threw an off-speed pitch. So he pitched ball very carefully there. Did not challenge him with the base open, and he's walked 2. And now you get Darren Willis with an opportunity with 2 outs.
And that was smart on Jesuit's part there to kind of pitch around ball and throw him pitches that you would want him to hit. And if he didn't do it, then he gets to go down to first base, and you set up the
and here's
force
why.
play.
You go from a 308 hitter to a 210 hitter. Darren Willis is much better than 210, but he's the guy that Rummel really needs to get going. He's better than that. He's a UNO commit who just hasn't done what he's capable of doing for the most part at the plate, although he's been outstanding at shortstop. He fouls one out of play, and it's 0-1. And you watch Willis, and you know him. He's been a starter since his freshman year. He's got a short, quick swing. He's not big, but his swing should be able to play on a consistent basis, especially at this level. 2 on, 2 outs, 0-1 the count. Davis Martin to the plate. And a fly ball right side, foul. Right fielder on the run toward the line. Look out, dives! And cannot come up with a great effort made by McGinnis and Wright. He laid out for it, but couldn't quite pull it in.
Good hustle there by McGinnis. That was a long way to go, and he actually touched it, just couldn't quite pull it in because of the momentum.
Splendid effort. 0-2 the count. As Davis Martin has Willis in the hole.
Momentum took him right into the new and improved fence down the right field line here at Kersh-Rooney, which kind of took away a little bit of foul territory that you used to have in the park.
Runners with their leads. The 0-2 pitch and a swing and a ground ball to second should end the inning. Brandon Brugli to first, and the threat is over. No runs and no hits. Rummel strands 2. We've played 1, and there is no score from Kersh-Rooney Stadium on the first NBC Bank Prep Showcase on WHNO TV 20. This portion of the first NBC Bank Prep Showcase is presented by Joseph A. Bank, the new tradition since 1905, with locations downtown, in Metairie, and in Mandeville. No scores we head to the second inning. Hayden Fuentes, Steven Sepsich, and Chase Malasaw against Connor Kosei, who peers in, and there's a good look at Fuentes, who stands in from the right side, and the first pitch. Breaker down and out. Fuentes, another good hitter for the Blue Jays at .306 with a homer and 17 RBI. Senior at 5'10", 185. Swings and spanks the fastball hard. Nice play by Meehan. And he guns it across for the out.
Fuentes hit that one about as hard as you could hit it. Meehan, a nice job of staying in front of it. Getting a good throw off across the diamond for out number 1. That ball was hit really hard.
First out here in the second inning brings up Steven Sepsich, the center fielder, at 277 with a home run and 14 RBI. Sepsich missed a game earlier this week for confirmation. Special time in young man's life. Jammed badly here. Charging Meehan. Has that. Throws across the body. Nice pick by Deist at first for out number 2.
Deist, a good defensive first baseman over there for the Raiders, picking up Meehan there. And that's what you'd like to see if you're Coach Nick Monica, getting those ground balls on your infield. I'm going to beat you to it. Meehan's going for the record.
They've been a good defensive team. I mean, they have to be. They pitch it well, and they've got to play good defense because runs are at a premium typically for Rummel. Here's Chance Malasaw, the catcher. Fastball high from Kosei. And that has such an effect on a pitcher, too. You feel like you've got to bear down all the time. You know that runs are not likely to come. Ball down the right side, slicing foul, and out of play into the bullpen area. And it's 1-1 to Malasaw. That said, Rummel had a dramatic big, 7-run 7th inning and a win at Holy Cross earlier in the week. But then followed that up by a well-pitched, well-played defensive game and lost 2-1 to Shaw. There's a good pitch from Kosei for a strike, and it's 1-2. Good look at Connor. And the 1-2 pitch. Fastball, and this is hit well to left field. Deep down the left field line, into the corner for extra bases, appropriately off the Jesuit side. Into second base with a ringing double as Malasaw. A couple of hard hit balls for Jesuit here in the second. That was a 1-2 pitch right down the middle.
Yeah, and this is pretty remarkable. You've had two out doubles for Jesuit in the first and second innings.
That's not where you wanted that pitch if you were Kosei ahead 1-2.
Up against the Jesuit sign there and left. So Jesuit once again with the runner in scoring position and 2 down.
But I spot something here, having seen this young man pitch a few times. 1-2, that's a pitch he would have thrown that breaking ball in the previous games I've thrown. Perhaps he's not comfortable with it. Calling it from the bench there. So here's Jake Lashardi, the first baseman, at 193. There's the breaking ball, but it just missed down for a ball. Lashardi with no homers, 10 RBI, and a 2 RBI opportunity here for Jake. Malasaw with his lead. And Kosei takes a look at second. Costanza trying to hold him on. As I mentioned, Jesuit too good of a hitting team to live off the one pitch. Got to have that second pitch. There's the breaker, and it got by Forte. That looked like a pass ball from here. Runner to third with 2 outs and a 2-0 count.
Oh, Jesuit with a runner now 90 feet away. 2 outs. You've got to get those clutch type hits. You've got to be able to get those 2-out hits. As we'll see it again here. This one gets away from Forte. It looks like
it actually hit the ground. Yeah, it hit the ground, but
and scooted away.
It's a wild pitch because it hit the dirt. There's a fly ball right side foul. Deist over toward the fence and out of room. And it's 2-1.
You know, we talked about in the open, Jesuit losing 3 games in the league so far by just 1 run. And in order to change that, you've got to get these big 2-out hits with runners in scoring position.
That's what separates. No question about it. 2-1 the count on Lashardi. Pitch on the way. There's the best breaking ball he's thrown. That's the one that we saw frequently when he's been successful. And it's 2-2. So 2-2 with 2 outs on Lashardi. Trying to come up with a big hit here. Looking to put the Blue Jays on top. Kosei delivers. Just missed, down and out. Breaking ball. And it's full 3-2.
Tried to get the corner and missed. Here's a spot right here where Lashardi should get a pitch to hit as it goes full.
Gotta believe it's the fastball here, 3-2. Payoff. Oh, what a breaking ball. Struck him out looking. So the first strikeout for Kosei. Runs and a hit. Another look at the breaking ball strikeout here. Well pitched, well framed. No scores. We head to the bottom of the second. Bank, the new tradition since 1905. Rummel and Jesuit have not only had success on the Prep Diamond, but each school's American Legion program has won a World Series title in the last decade. Rummel in 2006, Jesuit in 2012. Great programs, so many great players, so many great names, so many great games, some of which you've seen here on the first NBC Bank Prep Showcase. As Kevin Meehan takes the ball from Davis Martin, his 21st pitch of the game. Good look at Davis, who works from the stretch all the time. 1-0. High and away, 2-0. And as a pitcher, you do that because that's your comfort zone, obviously?
Sure. You know, it's all about having a feel for what you're trying to accomplish up there. And I've seen guys over the years that they just like to get in the stretch, and that's just the place they need to be to throw strikes and
This
execute.
is down the right field line. Big trouble, and that's going to be in there for an extra base hit. Rounding first, on his way to second is Meehan. Oh, he stops there. What a nice play by McGinnis to hold him to a single. That's an outstanding play with the ball slicing away from him. Now, McGinnis had him shaded that way, which enabled him to get there, and he holds Meehan to a single.
Meehan takes it the other way. Nice job against the left-hander. McGinnis did a good job. A nice deep angle, reversed out. Got the throw back in quickly, and Meehan has to put on the brakes.
And we'll see Darrell Deese, the first baseman. Very good fielder, but trying to get it going at the plate. He bunts foul down the third base side. It's 0-1. Rummel unable to get a bunt down in the first inning, which hurt them. Trying to do so here. Deese only had 146 with 7 RBI. As you mentioned, he's a very good fielding first baseman.
Really
as good as we've seen. Joe
good
Sherman
defensive
was commenting on that about how slick he was. In a game we covered earlier this week. 0-1 the count. Here's Deese. Showing bunt early. And pushes it foul. So again, Rummel, who has to play small ball, unable to do so with any degree of success early in this game.
Well, this is the second time that they've tried to bunt a runner over in as many innings. And the first one was a Lacoste pop-up. And now you've got Deese goes down 0-2 with 2 bunts that have both gone foul. So it'll be interesting to see if Nick leaves it on here or if he lets him try to hit.
Yeah, and spun and foul in each direction at 0-2. Davis Martin to the plate. High and away, 1-2. And Martin on the pitch count. So Rummel, likelihood cognizant of that, looking to work the count as much as they possibly can.
Sure. You want to drive that up as quickly as you can. I mean, that's what you want to start and pitcher, but especially when you know that he's on a limited pitch count.
1-2. Struck him out swinging. So you can't get the bunt down again. And if you're Nick Monica right now, you're chewing nails.
Good fastball from Davis Martin. Swing and a miss there by Deese for the first out. And that just does a whole lot because now, Jesuit's a pitch away, a ground ball away from turning double play and being out of the inning instead of having a man in scoring position with less than 2 outs. So not getting the bunts down, not executing.
And there's a pop-up right side. Maybe playable near the Jesuit dugout. It is, and making the catch is Lasciardi for out number 2. And again, that's on the first pitch.
That was a good job there by Lasciardi to get all the way to the fence and kind of work off of there. That was a nice play by him for out number 2. But
you got to have more meaningful at-bats than that. You're not unable to get bunts down, but then make out on the first pitch when you're giving, against a guy who's struggling with his command.
You're giving him the chance to pitch deeper into the game than he probably normally would if you're having good extended at-bats.
Now here's a 2-out bunt, and this will be the 3rd out of the inning. So Cook is out at first, inning over, no runs and a hit. Rummel strands his 3rd, and after 2, we remain scoreless on the first NBC Bank Prep Showcase on WHNO. of the first NBC Bank Prep Showcase is presented by Delary Camarda Realtors, dedicated to going the extra mile to help you make the most of your real estate experience. Call 504-875-3555 or visit nolahomefinder.com. On to the third inning, and Mark Thiberge leads it off for Jesuit against Connor Kosei, who's at 27 pitches through 2 innings, 2 strikeouts, and delivers a strike call to Thiberge, who's at 313 with no homers and 7 driven in for the left-handed swinger. He's 5'9", 160, a junior. Way outside, it's 1-1.
Be good for this Jesuit offense if he can reach, put that man on for you before you come back to the top of the order with Nick Ray on deck. It always helps if you can get that leadoff man on. It just gives you the opportunity to build innings.
Down a ball, 2-1. I was going to ask you about the philosophy about Nick Ray leading off when he is clearly your top power source and your best player. Is it all about just getting him at bats?
Yeah, I think it's about setting a tone possibly and having a guy at the top of that order to really get you sparked and get you going immediately. Obviously, I'm sure if there was somebody else that Coach Latino felt could fill that role, he'd like to have him a little bit deeper down in the lineup, but he might be that spark at the top of the order that they like to get.
Kosei blows away Thiberge with a good fastball. Outer portion for out number 1, his 3rd strikeout of the game, and lineup flips, and here's Nick Ray, who was jammed and hit a roller to first his first time up to Beast.
You know, and what you have to remember, too, with the leadoff guy is, yeah, you do guarantee yourself him coming up at least once a game with nobody on base, and that's to start things off. But, you know, after that, he could very well be up with guys in scoring position. So, you know, it's just a situation there where it probably gives him a good athlete that if he gets on, he can run well and make some things happen.
Ray fouls the first pitch off. We've seen some first pitch swinging by Jesuit. They're expecting Kosei to be in the zone based on the numbers of the few walks he has.
Sure. Only 5 walks, as we mentioned earlier. 5 walks and 31 1/3 innings pitched.
That fastball over, but just high, and it's 1-1. To Nick Ray. Outstanding. Junior shortstop made a brilliant play earlier. Ooh, fastball challenged him. Those are the matchups you love to see. Good fastball hitter. Fouled it back, and it's 1-2.
Right. I mean, this is a pretty prime time, so to speak, pitcher-hitter matchup right here with the Rummel ace against, you know, one of the better all-around position players in the district.
And the 1-2 pitch, and he checked on a breaker. They appeal. He didn't swing though, and it's 2-2. Good look at Nick Ray. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And another from Kosei. Good breaking ball. Struck him out swinging. That was a sharp hook from Kosei. And that breaking ball is getting better and better.
Well, and that's going to make it tough on these Jesuit hitters. As you mentioned, that's a big pitch that he likes to go to in key spots. And you know, if he's got that working, it's going to be tough on the Blue Jay lineup.
Strikeout number 4 for Kosei. And here's Brandon Bruglio, who struck out swinging his first time. Took it way high for a ball. Well, let's see if history repeats itself. Jesuits had the first 2 out in the first 2 innings and then doubled each time. Bruglio very capable of doing that. 1-0. Down and out, so 2-0. Kosei does not fall behind very often. He's behind here.
You'd like to see if you can get Bruglio on right here and get Austin North to the plate. He's been, you know, a really consistent hitter in this Jesuit lineup.
2-0, and he taps it foul as he was jammed on the fastball. Good location. Inner portion under the hands, 2-1.
You know, you want guys like Austin North coming up with guys on base. You know, he's hitting in a 3-hole for a reason. That's to drive in runs potentially. So, you know, you got to get those guys on to kind of set that table for them.
2 balls and a strike on Bruglio. Time called. That's the way to let us know. Now, that was a roar. I like it. Even with the headsets on, I heard it loud and clear. 2-1 the count. Another breaking ball. Good take by Bruglio. It's 3-1. A sharp movement and able to restrain, and it's 3-1. Should get a pitch to hit here. And ball 4, he's on. So there's a 2-out walk issued by Kosei to Bruglio for the 3rd straight inning. Jesuit gets a runner on with 2 outs, and that does get Austin North to the plate. A rare walk issued by Kosei. North ripped that double his first time, the deep center over the head of Lacoste. Ruglio, a pretty good lead. The pitch, sharp breaking ball for a strike from Kosei. That pitch is, he's got the feel for it now.
Yeah, he's got the feel for it, and they know that Austin North really drilled that fastball in his first at-bat, so they started him off with the breaker.
And he hits one hard to left here. That's a base hit. So North has really hit the ball hard twice. Ruglio stops at second with 2 outs, and Jesuit again with 2 outs has an opportunity as Connor McGinnis will head to the plate.
This will be the 3rd straight inning that the Jays have a man in scoring position with 2 outs as Austin North gets a fastball and drills it again. 2 straight at bats. He's hit the ball extremely hard tonight against Kosei.
McGinnis popped to second to end the first. Has an opportunity here with 2 on and 2 outs to try to give Jesuit the lead. And the pitch is high for ball 1.
Luke Lacoste, the Rummel center fielder, shading him to the opposite way, so that probably tells you they're going to try to pitch him away.
1-0. I guess high. Look at Forcade. He doesn't know where that was. Look at him. He just turned around. That was a good pitch. And Meehan comes in.
You don't want to turn around, though.
No.
you want to put your head down and maybe say, hey, where was that? When you don't want to turn around.
No, I got it. Everybody misses one. I think he missed one there. 2-0 the count.
But now the whole park knows.
Yeah, exactly. And the hitter is in a good position at 2-0 to do some damage. McGinnis waits. Here it is. Ooh, good swing, and he fouls it off the mask of Forcade, who checks his teeth, and it's 2-1.
It's a working relationship back there. You see right here that home plate umpire knew that he took one off the face mask, so he took his time and walked out towards the mound and gave Forcade a little chance to shake that off. And it's a working relationship back there. That's why you don't want to turn around. You don't want to show those guys up. You know, you want to have a good feel with that umpire back there.
2-1 the count. Kosei stretching and pitching. Swing and a miss. There's the sharp breaking ball. It's 2-2. And the truth be told about Forcade, who I've said many times, one of the finest kids you'll ever meet, he's really considers himself to be an outfielder. Says it's his best position, but he's done this for 4 years because he's the best they have. He's helping his team. Who wants to catch? 2-2 the count.
I didn't want to go back.
Swing and a miss. Outstanding breaking ball from Kosei. He strikes out the side with a walk and a hit mixed in. 2 stranded. They've left 4. Bottom of the 3rd. No score from Kirsch-Rooney Stadium. Our fact of the game is brought to you by Delary Camarda Realtors. Jesuit and Rummel have combined to produce 44 pro baseball players. Jesuit's total is the most from any Louisiana high school. Clear illustration of how good these programs are. And, of course, Jesuit had a big-time head start on Rummel. Blue Jays have been around for, 170 years?
It's been a while. It's something like that.
Want to know the count, of course. Yeah, they clearly outdated professional baseball. Costanza, leadoff hitter, leading off again. He walked back in the first. That was the 30th pitch for Davis Martin. 31st is away, and it's 2-0. Rummel's been around since 1962. Played baseball for the first time at the varsity level in 65. So, great numbers for both programs.
Johnny G. Vitello playing second base for the Angels.
3-0 the count on Costanza. Yeah, one of my favorite players. Great kid. 3 balls and no strikes. And we really appreciate all the terrific players that we've seen come through these fine institutions.
Remember being a kid trading Will Clark, top base.
3-1 the count to Kyle Costanza.
With the Giants for a while, and then for his sake got to play for the best organization in the league, the Cardinals.
There you go, and there's ball 4. Costanza draws a leadoff walk for the second time in the game. And, of course, your friend Kurt Bollinger from Rummel, who pitched in the majors. His brother Jimmy who was accomplished, who pitched in the majors and pitched very well.
Thomas
Diamond. I was fortunate to do Thomas's games at UNO when he was a beast. And I still say if that kid not gotten hurt, they had the Tommy John surgery, he would have had a long, prosperous career. I mean, at UNO, he was throwing 95, 96 in the 7th and 8th innings. He got stronger as the games went along.
With Thomas growing up out in Kenner, great family. He was always a guy that you'd love being on his team. So, you know, it's just great tradition.
Well, here's Lacoste, who couldn't get the bunt down the first time. And again, he bunts it foul. Nice. I mean, you're the coach. You got to be dying right now watching this.
You know, I mean, the biggest thing when you're trying to bunt the baseball is you want to start the bat at the top of the zone. So if the pitch is anywhere above where you have the bat, which is at the top of the zone, you pull back because you know it's a ball because the bat is starting at the top of the zone. With that being said, everything that you should be doing is moving down to a pitch, which should put the ball on the ground. You've got to be always.
And again, can't get a bunt down. So Rummel is 0 for 3 in being able to bunt the baseball, and they cannot win this way. They just don't have the firepower to do so. And quickly, cost.
You've got to always be aware of the bat angle, the pitch, and what you're looking to do. Because when you sacrifice bunting, everybody in the park usually knows you're doing it. You're looking to get the right pitch that you can get down on the ground to advance a runner.
Bounced that one in a very good stop, but still a good break by Costanza will get him to second base. Good read by Costanza, so they get the runner advanced on the wild pitch. 1-2 the count. Now Lacoste's job
needs
to try to get that runner to third.
Play a little pepper with it. Just hit a little ground ball out to the second baseman. Get Costanza over to third base.
A ball and 2 strikes. And the pitch high, so it's 2-2.
Anytime you're bunting and the bat is moving upward towards a pitch, you're asking for trouble. You want to be working down.
2 balls and 2 strikes. Runner second, Costanza with no out. No score, bottom of the 3rd. And Lacoste took ball 3 in the dirt. Nice block by Malasaw again to keep Costanza at second. Blocked it up the third base side. So it's 3 balls and 2 strikes. Good look at Costanza out at second. A and the R, unmistakable in terms of imaging in this town. Payoff pitch to the plate. And high fastball, he fouled it back. Stays alive. So Lacoste hanging tough. 3-2. Stands back in. Luca Jr. Martin the sign. And the payoff. And this one's hit toward third. That is a foul ball. Foul territory off the glove of Fuentes. So it holds 3-2. So this becomes quite a battle. This will be the 9th pitch of the at-bat. So you talked about extending Martin, and that's what Lacoste is doing in this at-bat.
This would be a remarkable at-bat for Luke if he could also advance Costanza to third base. If he could have this elongated type at-bat and get Costanza over to third, this would be just a great at-bat for him and for this team.
Martin ready once again with a payoff pitch. And this is fouled back to the screen, so we'll see a 10th pitch in the at-bat. Davis Martin working hard here to try to get this out. 3 balls and 2 strikes. The junior Martin getting the sign from Malasaw once again. Now satisfied. Check of Costanza. Here he comes. And he walked him, and it gets by. Runner for third, and he throws it away, and Rummel's going to take a 1-0 lead. And now it gets by the left fielder. Motoring around second with a lot of speed to third is Lacoste. He can really run. And Rummel has a 1-0 lead. So it goes as a walk, a wild pitch, and 2 errors on the play. An error on the catcher on the throw, and an error on the left fielder, letting it get by. Talk about ugly.
Yeah, and that was just, as we talked about, we were saying, hey, if Luke can just get Costanza over to third, not only does he have a long at-bat and draws a walk, but then Costanza, trying to move up on the ball in the dirt, is able to pop up at third, score, and then it gets past the left fielder, and now Luke Lacoste is standing on third base. And this is a big spot right here for the Rummel Raiders if they can put 2 on the board.
With their best hitters up and inside, as Martin is struggling with this command, and it's 1-0. Not a surprise when you haven't pitched much. Forcade grounded to deep short. Ray made a spectacular play back in the first inning on a play that you won't see made at many levels. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Forcade out in front of a breaking ball, hits it to third, but off the foot. 1-1. They are working him with off-speed stuff consistently. So he's got to make the adjustment and stay back, doesn't he?
Well, that's what they do. It's been it's been the same approach for better hitters for a long time. They're going to pitch you away. They're going to change speeds a lot. Here's a look at Forcade playing quarterback for the Raiders, who had an outstanding career.
Hitting David Hensley for a touchdown against John Curtis. Just a terrific runner and thrower. I mean, this kid can run. He's just a good player, period. And going to Nicholls State on a football scholarship where he expects to play some baseball as well. And, of course, he's a spirited young man, a terrific arm. David Mosley, the tight end. So Forcade, accustomed to playing in big situations. Pressure doesn't bother him. Quarterback 2 teams to state championship games. 1-1 the count. That's inside with a fastball, 2-1. So he saw the fastball there, but it missed in. 2-1 the count.
Jesuit with the infield back. So a ground ball to the middle of the diamond. Second baseman, shortstop, first baseman. All scores a run. A fly ball would score this run. So situational hitting right here.
Forcade goes out and gets it. Good job of hitting. That'll get the run home. Fielded by McGinnis. Lacoste with all kinds of speed. No chance to get him. And that's just good hitting by Forcade as he goes and gets the ball down and away and just drives it to right field. That's baseball. That's what you like to see.
That's exactly what we were just talking about. Situational hitting. Man on third with less than 2 outs. Infield back, so you were looking to try to get something past the pitcher's mound or to the outfield. Forcade right there, able to lift the fly ball out to right and score that run. That was a quality at bat. And that's the little things offensively that Rummel has to do based on the team that they have. They've got to be able to manufacture runs. They've got to take advantage of situations. And that's a good job of hitting right there by Forcade in that spot.
Wild ball bats now with the bases empty, 1 out. And he hits it to second. Brulio with an easy chance will throw him out for out number 2. And that will bring Darren Willis to the plate. Here's Willis, who grounded to second, who ended a threat in the first inning. Davis Martin trying to get out of this. Just the 2 runs. Breaking ball. Sharp movement, but dipped low. 1-0 to Willis. Good look at Darren, the UNO signee. The 1-0. Missing down and in, 2-0. Man, that's the play for Rummel, is to take pitches, because you have a pitcher that's scuffling to find the strike zone. He's walked 4, had a wild pitch. 2-0 the count. Drives it hard. Nice play. Bruglia. So Willis spanked it, but he's out. Inning over. Rummel gets 2 runs on no hits. 2 errors. Nobody left after 3. Raiders 2, Blue Jays nothing on WHNO. Is presented by Gibbs Construction, a leader in the construction industry in Louisiana and the Gulf Coast for 35 years, transforming dreams, visions, and plans into reality. Gibbs Construction. It's 2 runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 3 left for Rummel. No runs, 3 hits, 2 errors, and 4 left for Jesuit. Connor Kosei with 5 strikeouts in 3 innings has walked 1. Will face Fuentes, Sepsich, and Melancon here in the 4th inning.
I'd like to thank Larry Gibbs, obviously of Gibbs Construction, for all of his support over the years. He's been with us since the inaugural season 5 years ago, and great support over the course of time, allowing us to do this for these high school players.
A terrific guy, great baseball family. Thank you to Larry Gibbs. Strike called on a breaking ball to Fuentes, and now a fastball is popped fouling out of play, and it's no balls and 2 strikes. Kosei at 51 pitches now.
Well, right here, if you're Jesuit, you really got to be focused on answering and trying to find a way to get on the board here tonight.
Swing and a miss, struck him out on a good breaking ball. Fourcade has to throw to first for the out. That's 6 strikeouts for Kosei. And ever since he found that breaking ball, he's been really tough.
Absolutely. He looks really solid on the mound. He's settled in. He's got multiple pitches working. And, if you're Jesuit, you've had some opportunities, albeit with 2 outs, but you've had some opportunities to score some runs, and you didn't do it, and now you find yourself down 2-0. So you've got to try to find a way to scratch some runs.
Steven Sepsich grounded to third his first time, goes first pitch swinging and hits this a bunch to right center field. That ball's carrying to the wall. Sepsich might get 3. He's going to round second. He's going to try for 3. He's going to make it to third base. Save, slotting with a triple. What a job by Sepsich as he drills one to deep right center field, and again on the first pitch fastball.
Yeah, they've done a good job when they've gotten fastballs of hitting some of them very hard. That's obviously their 3rd extra base hit of the night. That one deep into the right center gap. Sepsich is a right-handed hitter showing really good power to the opposite field there, turning the speed on, diving into third. So now Jesuit has a man at third, 90 feet away from scoring with less than 2 outs. See if they can get the type of situational hitting that Rummel was able to get in the bottom of the 3rd.
Chance Melancon, who ripped the double his first time, has an opportunity here. Rummel will stay back on the infield, concede the run for an out, high, ball 1. And again, it's been that first pitch that Jesuit's been hunting, the first pitch fastball that they really want from Kosei, that they've had the most success on. 1-0 the count. Good pitch here as a strike called. It's 1-1. Kosei in a jam. Biggest jam he's had. Jesuit's got a base runner at third with less than 2 outs.
Oh, Chance Melancon right here. Just got to get it past the mound.
Fouls it back. He had a good cut at that pitch. It's 1-2.
Rummel,
got to believe you're going to see the breaking ball here, but
sure,
you got to trust your catcher.
Rummel having a 2-0 lead. They're playing back. They're going to give you that run if you do a good job of trying to score it here with a ground ball past the pitcher's mound or a fly ball, the outfielder, or a base hit.
And the 1-2 pitch, breaking ball, and he got him. It got away from Fourcade, picks it up, looks the runner back to third, throws to first, and the first baseman can't catch it. And a runner will score, and the other runner for second. And just like that, it's 2-1. Or what are they calling here? They're calling baseline interference at first base, I believe. They are going to take the run away and call baseline interference on the runner. Melancon, that is a huge call. It takes the run off the board. It's an out, and the runner has to return to third. The second out, and that is a huge call. And Joey Latino, his dissatisfaction. Okay, Danny, is he inside the baseline? That is the key here. He is there, but we can't see at this point.
Yeah, yeah.
That's a good call. That is a very good call by the home plate umpire, and I know the folks that will get a chance to see it later will understand that it's the right call. So we're going to get a pinch hitter here. Ovella's going to pinch hit.
Well, you could see on the replay
one more time.
As we see it again, watch the placement of the runner. He is actually out on the grass. He's on the infield grass. He's supposed to see that box right there at the bottom of the screen. That's where he's supposed to be, and he was on the infield grass. So when you see that replay, obviously the coaches on the field don't have that luxury. But when you see that, it was actually a good call by the umpire. You don't see that call being made very often, but it was actually a good one right there.
Jake Lashardy bats, and that is a strike call. Lashardy struck out looking in the first. Now that's 7 strikeouts for Kosei. He's and out away from getting out of this mess. 0-1 the count. Sefcich at third with 2 outs after the triple. Foul back by Lasciardi. It's 0-2. Danny, you make a good point, and first of all, give the umpires credit. They do a good job. That was absolutely the right call as Ovella, not Lasciardi, but Ovella, as I mentioned previously, pinch hitting. But in that situation, because it dramatic the game, you would have had a run. I think maybe that's another reason that call's made. Swing and a miss and another breaking ball. Here we go again. Another throw to first. This one, no problem. And Kosei strikes out the side with a triple mixed in. He struck out 8. No runs, a hit. Jesuit stranded 5. Bottom of the 4th, 2-0 Rummel on the first NBC Bank Prep Showcase. One of the all-time classics in this great series between Jesuit and Rummel. Emerson Gibbs, Mitch Seawall with the starters, and it lasted to the 18th inning. And here's the game winner, Danny. Do you remember it?
That was an unbelievable night. Actually, Shaw head coach Kirk Bullen color with me that night. And I think you were out of town with a voodoo game.
Yeah, I was.
So 18 innings, that was a pretty remarkable night. Longest game, obviously, between Jesuit and Rummel that they've ever had.
Kevin Meehan starts, and a strike called, and he does so, does Meehan, against a new pitcher. This pitching change is brought to you by Allstate agent Glenn Liuzza. You're in good hands with Allstate and agent Glenn Liuzza as the Blue Jays come in with a right-hander, Richard Oob, 6 foot 140, a senior. Tell us about him, Dan.
Oob's really one of their top guys, in my opinion. I've seen him pitch a few times this year, and he comes in and does a nice job for Jesuit. Saw him against Hanville, give him some real quality innings earlier in the non-district schedule. So he's a guy that's he's gonna fill the zone up. He's gonna give him a chance to try to keep this where it's at, see if they can respond offensively.
1 ball, 2 strikes here, and the pitch on the way. Bounced it. It's 2-2. Meehan lined a single to right his first time, held to a single on a good play by McGinnis. That is the only hit of the game for Rummel, and yet they lead 2-0. 2-2 pitch. Chopper foul. Holding 2-2. So Martin able to go 3 innings. Command was a bit of an issue for him. He had the wild pitch and the 4 walks, but didn't throw the ball badly and only gave up the 1 hit. I know Jesuit's happy to have him back. And there's something to take away from this, in that he only gave up the 1 hit for sure. He struck out 1. Meehan went down to have a word with his coach, Nick Monica. This is hit hard again, but foul. Look out. Is everybody okay? Wow. That was close. Over toward the Jesuit dugout where Joey Latino's standing. Fortunately, it didn't catch anybody. Holding 2-2. This is over the pitcher's mound a second. Bruglio a good hop and throws him out for out number 1. So Meehan retired by Richard Oob for the first out. The batter will be Darrell Deast, and the numbers on Oob very good, as you alluded to, Danny. More strikeouts than innings pitched, less hits than innings pitched. Those are really good numbers. Again, these two teams have deep staffs. They can put a lot of guys out there.
If these two clubs can figure it out offensively, consistently score runs, then they're both going to be teams to watch in the state playoffs.
Well, it's more of a problem for Rummel because Jesuit's numbers are there at the plate. They're hitting over 300, and they've got good hitters. So they would be the ones you would think would be the one that could break through. And East in the hole 0-2. Rummel's issue clearly is lineup depth. If you without getting into particulars and individuals, you get toward the bottom, you're at 114, 167, 146. It's tough. Outside a ball, 1-2. So you have to manufacture runs. And that requires getting on base, walks, and then running well, and then, of course, bunting well, which they have not done in this game, and yet still lead it. 1-2 pitch. Did not chase the high fastball. Smart pitch, though, by Ube ahead in the count. It's 2-2. Knowing full well he can come back with something away here after trying to get him to chase, climbing the ladder. 2-2 pitch. And that's exactly what he did. He went away, but Deist foul tips it off the mitt to stay alive. Good pitching pattern. And the count holding at 2-2. Deist puts it in play. Here's Ray. You know what he can do. That's what he can do. He'll make every play. He's something to watch. That's a big-time shortstop. He's ready to play that position at the next level, Danny.
Oh, that's for sure. He's just a really good athlete and does a nice job over there. He's played a few different spots for Jesuit over the last couple of years, but I tell you what, he looks really good at short. Look at that quick release, strong arm. I mean, just a good-looking athlete. He's, believe me, he's being looked at by a lot of college coaches.
Trent Tully took a strike. He popped to first on the first pitch he saw in the second. Nobody on, 2 outs here in the fourth for Rummel. And a tap foul by Tully. He's in the hole 0-2.
You know, Nick Ray will definitely play at the next level. It's just a matter of where.
Oh, 2 pitch. Wasted outside, 1-2. Here's
a good look at Nick Ray. Number 12, shortstop for the Blue Jays. Also leads off.
This is in the air to right, carrying a bit, but it should be handled by McGinnis. He's there, and he put it away. And a good inning for Ube as he sets him down in order. We played 4. Rummel 2, Jesuit nothing on the first NBC Bank Prep Showcase. Case is presented by Park Lakewood Apartments, located on the west bank of St. Charles Parish, a short commute to New Orleans. Park Lakewood Apartments. On to the 5th inning, it's 2 runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 3 left for Rummel. It's no runs, 4 hits, 2 errors, and 5 left for Jesuit. They've had chances. Mark Thieberge leads it off, struck out swinging his first time, and doesn't get the gas here. The story for Kose is he's given up base runners in every inning, but he struck out 8 in 4 innings. Ahead 0-1. And threw the fastball by him. 0-2.
2 in a row.
Same location, outer portion and up. Gotta figure they'll go the same way, right? On 0-2. He bounced a breaking ball. Go figure, 1-2. I would not have thought that. I did not think that.
You know, the
I was wrong, and I'll be wrong.
Is really sharp. I mean, he throws it hard.
There it is again, but it's 2-2. But the point is the 2 fastballs beat him to go 0-2, and now you come back with 2 hooks, right?
2 in a row, so I mean, I would imagine you going back heater right here.
2 balls, 2 strikes. And now suddenly 3-2. This becomes an interesting situation with the top of the order behind Thieberge. 3-2 the count, and the payoff pitch from Kose. A fastball up, and that time he got up to it and fouled it out of play. Good job by Thieberge to go up and get that one. And Theberge in that 9-hole, he came in hitting .313. That's a really good 9-hole. And he hits a base hit to left, so there you go. He made the adjustment. Ball caroms off the left fielder, but no advance. And there's Jesuit with the first time in the game has the leadoff man aboard. It's been a strange game because Jesuits hit some balls very hard, and yet they've struck out 8 times.
Right.
So
right.
You're thinking, well, the pitcher's been nails, but at the same time, when they put it in play, they've made good contact.
Right. Yeah, I mean it's a crazy game. I mean you look at the scoreboard right now. Rummel's up 2-0. They have 1 hit.
And Rummel's bullpen is getting busy. We'll get a right-hander up.
Jesuit has 5 hits. They don't have a run.
Correct.
So
and here's Nick Ray showing bunt, taking a ball. Are you surprised that he's showing bunt here down 2? 1-0 the count. Just a simple yes or no.
Yes.
Okay. 1-0 the count.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's you're trying to build an inning right here.
1-1 the count.
This kid's a pretty good player.
Well, that's a lot of respect for the opposing pitcher. Obviously, he's good, but
you need 2.
But you got to get 2, right? You're not down 1, you're down 2. 1-1 the count.
Yeah. I mean, I think you need to be working right here. Draw a walk, get a base hit. You trying to get another guy on base.
Bunts it airborne, first base side. That's a good bunt, and he's safe. So there you go. That's why you bunt. Nick Ray with a bunt single, and Jesuit has the makings of an inning here. 2 on, nobody out.
Bunting for a hit. That was a pure sacrifice bunt. I mean, he squared around early. You can see it right there. He squared around very, very early. That was nothing more than a sacrifice bunt that Kosei just couldn't get a grip on to make the toss to first base. So now Jesuit first and second, nobody out. Briglio at the plate.
Yep.
Austin North on deck.
Makings of an inning for sure. And a visit to the mound by Nick Monica and his infielders join him. That's 6 hits for Jesuit as a result of the successful bunt. And Ray runs well. Kosei knew that, and he struggled to be able to get to that ball and make a play. If you are interested in purchasing a DVD copy of today's game, send an email to prep@sportsnola.com or call our offices at 504-681-0120 during normal business hours. You will receive a reply with more information on purchasing DVDs. So now Briglio with a big chance. He struck out and walked. 2 on, nobody out. Kosei laboring a bit. And the key play in this inning was, remember, Theberge looked overmatched. He was 0-2 on 2 fastballs.
And then they got breaking ball happy.
They got
with
cute.
Yeah.
All right? Here's a jam shot up the middle to short. Willis steps on second, throws to first, and that's the eraser. Well, they hit it to the wrong guy there. That's Rummel's best defensive player. And near the bag, he's able to just step on second and throw to first. And 2 gone, and as a result, Theberge ends up at third. First pitch swinging again, and he got jammed.
I just don't. If you were gonna bunt Nick Ray, and he reached, why wouldn't you bunt again with Briglio and put second and third with Austin North at the plate? And if they pitch around North, then you load the bases for McGinnis and Fuentes.
Takes a 2-out hit from Austin North, and he's gotten 2 hits. He's ripped a double and a single, so he's been very good.
I don't know. Guess that's why we're up here.
Got that right. Fastball foul back. He had a cut. It's 0-1. Fourcade set up away. They respect North. They've seen what he's done in his 2 plate appearances. He had a good swing at that pitch as well. Good looking hitter. 6 foot, 170-pound senior. Austin North trying to get Jesuit on the board here. No balls and a strike. Fourcade sets up away again. And this ball's crushed to center. Lacoste on the move. Back. Over the shoulder. Can't get it. Run scores. North to second with his 3rd straight hit, and it's 2-1. That's the 2nd time. You would think that Lacoste might be a little deeper, right?
Yeah, but I mean, North is just absolutely crushing Kosei. There's no way to get around. He is just seeing the baseball so well against Kosei tonight. I mean, the balls he has hit are absolutely drilled. I mean, those balls, that's 2 of them now. 2 out of 3 at-bats. And the other one was a sharp single, but 2 out of 3 at-bats that he has hit the baseball over the center fielder's head here at Kirsch-Rooney, which is a poke.
And here is Connor McGinnis with a chance to perhaps tie the game. 7 hits for Jesuit. That breaking ball's down and out. Yeah, I mean, he's absolutely owned Kosei. I mean, he has just scalded 3 balls.
Keep on Briglio. It's tied.
1-0 the count. You're right. Stretch pitch. Breaking ball strike. It's 1-1. Again, the bullpen busy for Rummel. Can't spot the number. You got the red numerals on the Columbia blue uniforms. 0-1 the count. And the pitch. Set up away. The pitch was away. It's 2-1.
I mean, this is the spot. This whole Jesuit lineup's talented, but this is a spot where you got to go through North and McGinnis, Fuentes, seven.
And now down and out, 3-1.
One behind the other. And it makes it tough. Key is to try to have guys in scoring position for these guys to come up and drive them in.
Come on, Connor.
3-1. And he checked and he went. Chased a bad breaking ball. It's full 3-2. A little bit anxious. Full 3-2. Runner leads from second. That's the tying run. Payoff pitch. Breaking ball swung on and missed. Kosei gets out of it with his 9th strikeout of the game. Jesuit gets a run on 3 hits. No errors. And a runner stranded. 2-1 Rummel. Bottom of the 5th. Brought to you by Park Lakewood Apartments. Basketball, the Bayou River All-Star Game on Wednesday at 5 p.m. on WHNO. Ken Berthelot, Mike Detillier. Softball, Jude Young on the call. Big matchup. 2 great programs, Mount Carmel and Hunville. Tuesday at 4 on Sports Nola. Thursday at 5 on WHNO. And then Ponchatoula, St. Paul's. 5 on Sports Nola Thursday. Takeaway on WHNO Friday. Oob delivers a strike called to Zach Cook to start the bottom of the 5th. Cook rolled to the pitcher. His first time Oob. Working in his 2nd inning, set Rummel down in order in the 4th. This one sails over the head of Cook. It's 1-1. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Josh Schmidt behind the plate now for the Jays.
Really good thrower, by the way. He has got a cannon for an arm. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Pulls on one and yanks it outside and low back to the screen. 2-1 to Cook with Costanza and Lacoste to follow. Cook, an important player for Rummel. He's one of their fine pitchers. Won 4 games for them on the mound this year. 2-1 the count. And the pitch on the way. Threw the fastball by him. It's 2-2. Oob trying to keep this a 1-run game. Delivering the 2-2. And he struck him out. Just overpowered him. 1 gone.
Nice fastballs on the outer part of the plate. Able to get Cook. If you're Jesuit right here, you know, you're trying to put another 0 up. Get yourself to a position where this stays a 2-1 game. Here's a good look at Josh Schmidt, who's in catching for the Jays now.
Strike call to Costanza, who's batted twice, walked twice, and scored a run. That's what you want out of leadoff, man. Good look at Kyle. Took another strike. Boy, Oob looks sharp. 0-2.
I like him. I mean, like I mentioned, I've seen him a couple of times this year. I just think he does a nice job for you. He's very consistent.
And works quickly. This one's outside, 1-2. Really likes Schmidt behind the plate. He receives the ball well, and he throws extremely well. Good look at him. 1-2 the count. And Oob steps off momentarily. And the 1-2 pitch. Chopper. Nice play by Fuentes, reaching up and gunning it across. Good play. 2 gone.
Nice play. It shows off the nice strong arm of Hayden Fuentes. That one took him to the bag, and he's able to get up on top of that throw. And that's a key for the third baseman. You'll see this one takes him up on top of the bag. See him really reach to get up on top of that throw and get that good carry across the diamond. Nice play.
Luke Lacoste took one down. He's walked and popped to the catcher trying to bunt. 1-0 the count on Luke. And that is a strike over the outside edge. 1-1, a border pitch. 1-1 the count. Lacoste, another one of the fine two-way players for Rummel. Good pitcher for them as well. And there's a strike called, same place. 1-2. Lacoste looks down at his coach. Consistency behind the plate. Those pitches were in the same place and called the same way. Here's the 1-2 outside. Not that one. 2-2. And again, Oob in a comfort zone. He's just getting the ball and he's ready to pitch. And 2-2 on the way to Lacoste. And this one's hit hard up the middle. A base hit for Lacoste. Only the second hit of the game for Rummel as Lacoste drives one in the center. A 2-out single here in the 5th. Speed aboard, but remember what I told you. Schmidt throws extremely well. And Chase Fourcade gets to the plate. You always want to get him up there with somebody on base.
Luke Lacoste, nice short stroke there. Taking it right back through the middle. He's on with 2 outs. Got to be trying to read a ball in the dirt, see if you can get yourself in a scoring position.
He's the fastest player they've got, but against this catcher and pitcher, it'd be hard. Strike of the knees to Fourcade, who's had a sacrifice fly to produce a Rummel run, and he's grounded to short.
Are you trying to on the dirt here, get yourself in the scoring position, or possibly pick a breaking ball count to try to run in?
0-1 pitch. Missed the outside edge, 1-1. Number Fourcade took a pitch away and drove it to right for the sacrifice fly earlier.
And Fourcade, being the good player that he is, has to realize that he has a strike to give. So if you would try to run with Lacoste, if it's something that he can protect him with, he needs to do that. Let him get in the scoring position.
So what do you suspect this visit is about in the middle of a 1-1 count? Did they spot something? I think that's all about.
I think it's probably about how they're gonna try to hold the runner right here, believing that they're trying to pick a spot to move him into scoring position. How they want to go about holding this runner, just to keep them on their toes and realize that it's very, very important right now to keep this at 2-1. So I think this is all about how we're holding this runner, the plan of attack against Fourcade, and really working hard to keep this at a 2-1 game.
This copyrighted telecast of the first NBC Bank Prep Showcase may not be retransmitted, reproduced, rebroadcast, or otherwise distributed or used in any form without the express written consent of WHNO TV 20. So Lacoste will grab his lead, 1-1 on Fourcade. Oob will stretch and will pitch. And outside, again, they're just going to work him away continuously, and it's 2-1. Not going to pitch to his power, and that's a smart thing to do. And you don't want to take the bat out of Fourcade's hand by starting the runner, right? 2-1 the count. Look out, way high, 3-1. That one got away from him. So 3-1. Fourcade figures to see a pitch to hit here. So you know he's going to be looking fastball, zone in, if possible. 3-1 the count. Lacoste lead, the 3-1 pitch, and ball 4. So they pitched him extremely careful. And I know it sounds strange, but I don't think Joey Latino minded at all, even though you've got a pretty good hitter up. And Fourcade will come out for a runner with 2 outs to go get the gear on. As Rummel's going to send in Keith Bender to run for Fourcade at first. And Lyle Ball gets a chance. He's walked and grounded out. It's one of those situations where you identify a guy, you just don't want to let him beat you in that situation. Runners first and second. Pitch to Ball. Ball, that's a wild pitch. Runners will advance to second and third. Now this becomes a huge sequence, because if Ball can deliver a base hit, that would be a gigantic development, and it becomes a big pitch.
There it is, down in the dirt, skips away from Schmidt. He couldn't really block it up there. That one was down in the dirt. The runner's able to move up. So from basically.
And now 2-0 to ball. Now you have a base open again, so you don't have to give in to the cleanup hitter if you don't want to in this situation.
But you got Willis on deck who hit a missile in his last at bat. So I mean, this is now you're into the meat of their order. I mean, this is just, it's the way it goes with these teams. You get into the meat of their order. There's no easy decisions to make.
2-0 pitch, and that was a delayed call strike, and it's 2-1. Borderline pitch on the edge, got the call. 2-1.
You know, it's almost like pick your poison when you're in the middle of these Catholic League lineups.
Todd Crabtree throws in the Jesuit bullpen. 2-1 the count. Here's another pitch. And that's a strike over the outside edge. It's 2-2. He's just living on that outside corner. So if you're the Rummel hitters, you've got to be aware of that and make the necessary adjustment. There's hitting room through the right side, but now it's 2-2. Joey Latino's repositioning his outfielders, moving them way over. Play him to hit the other way. You know they're going to pitch him away. On 2-2, here it is. And he tries to go that way, and he nearly got Coach Latino again. Second time, that ball just missed him. Fouls it, and it's 2-2. That's a scary thing.
Oh, that's nothing to play with.
No, man.
I'd get a little deeper in that dugout.
I agree.
That's nothing to play with. I mean, when you're down there on the field here at Kershrooney, that's pretty tight with where he's standing in relationship to the hitter.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on. The pitch on the way. Ball 3, so it's full 3-2. And he stays away. Every pitch has been away in this at-bat. So if you're live ball, you know what's coming. Or at least location-wise, you have to know what's coming, right? 3-2 the count.
Now the outfielders are shifting back to straight up.
And ball's driven in, 17 on the year. So let's see. Maybe they'll change the pitching. They just moved about 7-10 feet. Back to straight up defensively. 3-2 the count on ball. He's driven in 17, leads the team. Stretch, runners lead, payoff pitch. He swung and one up in the zone and strikes out in a huge strikeout for Oob to get out of it. In the inning, no runs, a hit, 2 stranded. Rummel's left 5 after 5. Raiders 2, Blue Jays 1. This portion of the first NBC Bank Prep Showcase is presented by the Ochsner Sports Medicine Institute, open on both the North and South Shore, Monday through Saturday. Ochsner Sports Medicine, the region's most comprehensive sports medicine services. Good ball game, 2-1, Rummel over Jesuit as we head to the top of the 6th inning. Fuentes will lead it off against Kosei, who's thrown 79 pitches. He struck out 9, walked 1. He's given up 7 hits. Pitch. Breaking ball strike to get ahead of Fuentes, who's grounded to third and struck out. Again, it's such a strange game because at times he's looked overpowering with the 9 strikeouts, but then they've hit the ball hard to the tune of 7 hits, and there's a foul back to the screen. It's 0-2. So it's kind of feast or famine for the Blue Jays. They either hit it hard or they don't make contact, right? In this game.
In this game. That's
right.
The way it looks because they've gotten into some balls nicely, but not enough consistency.
Oh, there's a delicious pitch. He called that a ball. Wow. Wow. Look at Kosei. And I know you can't show an umpire up, but goodness gracious. 1-2 the count. Remember that. Has to make another good pitch. And it's tap foul. He did make another good pitch, and Fuentes did a good job to get a piece of it. Kosei's asking him, where was it? So now he'll tie his shoes. Good move. Settle down. He's emotional with the games he's pitched previously. That's a good thing if you channel it, right? 1-2 the count. Fuentes waits and chops this one foul. So Fuentes battling. He's fought off a couple of pitches here.
Yeah, he's done a nice job really all year. I mean, he's been in the middle of this order, giving them solid production. And very important right here for Jesuit to try to get a leadoff man on again.
2-2 now. And again, remember that pitch on 0-2 that he didn't get. Fuentes battling back to even now. Came in at 3:06, the 2-2. And he gets on top of that and chops it to third. Meehan with time to throw, and he threw it low again. With plenty of time, and Deist is some sharp at first base, I'll tell you. 1 out.
I'll tell you what, if I'm an infielder, that's the guy I want over there.
You can hit.
Picks everything.
Don't worry about the hitting. You feel like that, brother.
Yeah.
It's good stuff. So Fuentes retired. Sepsich will bat. He has a ringing triple. He's 1 for 2.
Yeah, hit a ball deep into the right center gap. Last at bat showed good power the other way.
I want to ask you about the mental aspect of the game, too, after this pitch. As Sepsich bats, here it comes. Good breaking ball for a strike. Meehan threw one in the dirt earlier. So does it get to be a mind game, especially when you have that much time on a play like that?
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing for an infielder, and it happens a lot baseman because the ball gets to him so quickly, is they do have a lot of time to make the play because they receive the ball so fast over there. But you need to just stay fluid. You know, just don't worry about where the runner is. Don't worry about how much time you have. Catch it, stay fluid, make the throw, finish the play.
0-2 on Sepsich. Set up away. The pitch was just off the plate. It's 1-2. Good take by Sepsich. He wasn't going to fish, as good hitters are apt to do. This is a hard hit ball, base hit right field by Sepsich. So Sepsich is on with a 1-out single, his second hit. So again, there's certain guys in the lineup that have just hit Kosei hard, and others that have struggled to hit him. That's 8 hits for Jesuit in 6 innings.
Nice job once again by Steven Sepsich of hitting it hard the other way. It's a sign of a good hitter. In order to be a good high school hitter, you have to do that. You have to be able to go the other way, because that's just the way they're going to pitch you. They're going to stay away from you, going to throw off speed stuff. Everything that they're going to do is really going to force you to have to be good to go the other way with it.
Joshua Schmidt getting his first at bat, took a ball away, came in to catch from a long song.
Very rarely are you going to see teams at this level come on the inner third to good hitters. They just don't do it. They'll do it every now and then, maybe as a surprise pitch, see if they can tie you up. But
strike called. It's 1-1. Yeah, I think you're right.
Most of the time, it's outside, further outside, breaking ball, change up, further outside. You know, I mean, it's what it is.
Unless you're overpowering, and you don't see too many of those guys at this level. 1-1 the count. Pitch popped him up right side. Deist retreating. Should have a play. And look out. They don't catch it. There is a big miss by Rummel in foul territory. Deist under it. Second baseman Costanza came. Right fielder Tully came. And nobody caught the ball. So a misplay there. And remember that. That's a ball that's got to be caught.
Costanza should have made the play. That was definitely an easier play for the second baseman.
No question. He just missed the ball. Worried about a collision, obviously. And a new life for Schmidt on 1-2. And he struck him out swinging. So
big bender there.
Kosei's having to make extra pitches inning. But he gets the second out. Strikeout number 10. And now he deals with Jake Lashardi. So here's Lashardi. With the runner first, 2 outs. See how Jesuit plays it. Not going, and the pitch is a strike to Lashardi.
Pop the outside black right there. That's a pitcher's strike from Kosei. At the knees on the outer black.
Lashardi batted first time through the lineup. Didn't bat the second time. Novella did, but he bats here, and he's 0-2.
Popped it again, same spot.
0-2 the count. Kosei, stretch pitch. Runner goes. Strike 3 called. Inning over. Strikeout number 11 for Kosei. Another sharp breaking ball takes care of Lashardi. No runs and a hit. Jesuit strands another runner. Bottom of the 6th, 2-1 Rummel. College and pro sports in Louisiana. Be sure to visit sportsnola.com. SportsNola features a team of area writers offering unique opinions. Plus, catch our first NBC video updates. It's all at sportsnola.com. Outstanding crowd watching tonight. Bottom of the 6th, Darren Willis leads it off, shows bunt, and took a strike call from Oob, who's been good in relief. Willis, Meehan, and Deist for the Raiders, trying to add to a one-run lead. Jesuit will have 9-1-2 up in the 7th. Rummel would love to try to add to the lead. Here's a foul ball off the fist again over toward Joey Latino, who's got to feel like he's a target here tonight.
I'd get back in that dugout.
And it's 0-2. Rummel bullpen will get busy again. We'll try to spot who that is. Again, hard to see down there, especially with the Columbia blue jerseys and the scarlet red numbers. 0-2 the count. See if we can find out who it is. Willis waiting. 0-2 pitch. Struck him out swinging. Oob, the master of all he surveys, one gone. He's now taking care of 3 guys by strikeout. He's only given up 1 hit.
Good fastball away there to retire Willis. Here comes Meehan.
Meehan has a single, and he's grounded to second. And the pitch is inside for ball 1. And if you're looking ahead of the Jesuit 7th, the Birds, who had a base hit off of Kosei and scored a run. Here's the bullpen. Trying to spot who that is. Ray and Bruglio will follow him. Strike call, good pitch, 1-1. So Jesuit will have the guys up that they want to have up in the 7th inning. Rummel nursing a 1-run lead. High, 2-1. Just your basic Catholic League game.
Yeah.
We had 3 2-1 games on one night.
Normal stuff.
3 2-1 games in one night last week. There's a strike over the inside edge. It's 1-2-2. I mean, all 3 games on the same night played in the league were.
It's pretty unbelievable.
But it really does illustrate what this league is all about.
Got another one here, and another crazy comeback.
2-2, high, 3-2.
It's been some 2-1 games, some high scoring top of the 7ths recently. Teams coming back from behind.
Meehan fouls it out of play to stay alive at 3-2. Zach Cook in the Rummel bullpen, and he would be their next best guy. And so that's how important this game is for them. 3-2 the count. And a payoff pitch. Ball 4. Good at bat by Meehan to earn the walk. Anytime you work a count, don't swing at balls and foul off a pitch. Find your way on base, and now Deist will bat. Bunt is not out of the question, even with 1 out here. Deist has struggled at the plate. He struck out and grounded out, came in at 146. Such a good fielder. Runner goes. They played hit and run. Pop up foul behind the plate. Catcher back, no play. It's on the roof. So Nick Monica tried to put something on there. Figuring first pitch fastball, got it, but couldn't put it in play.
Trying to help his club, find a way to score. I mean, I know it's got to be sometimes frustrating for him down there, but you're just trying to do strategic things to help your club. Try to get something going. Try to spark the offense. You'd like to be able to get, to 3 or 4 if you can.
High, it's 1-1. It was a good look at Nick, who was a really fine player in his own day at St. Charles Catholic and 1-1 the count. What does all of that mean? Okay, what are you trying to tell us?
Hit a double.
Yeah, there you go.
That's the sign. That's the sign for hit
That's
a double.
Good call for hit a double. I like it. That's what you guys do, right?
That's it.
All of that stuff is camouflage.
We've got.
So now he wasn't sure, so he's going to go down and say, "What is that, coach?" And coach is going to say, "Hit a double."
Hit a double.
There you go.
Score the guy from first.
And Schmidt goes out to have a word with Oob, who's done a really good job. Impressed with Richard Oob. You're right. Very smooth. Good command, solid approach. Coach Monica telling him to see it out of his hand. 2-1 the count. With Meehan at first and 1 out. And Oob is pitching to East. Breaking ball, hit and run again. They fouled it back, 2-2. So they've tried here. I mean, they've tried to bunt. They've tried to hit and run. I mean, listen, not as though they don't try to do things. It's a matter of
execution.
Being able to execute.
Yep.
If you're not a very good hitting team, you have got to execute the little things when called upon. It always makes me think about the redemptress teams of Skeeter Thayard back in the day. They bunted you to death. They took pitches till you threw a strike constantly. Put pressure on you. 2-2 pitch, just missed. Good pitch, just missing, and it's full 3-2. Wow. That could have gone either way, much like the pitch by Kosei in the previous half inning. Now you got to believe Meehan's running. Can Deese put the ball in play? 3-2, 1 out. He is going. And a chopper toward the left side. A beautiful job of hitting. Is a base hit on his way to third. And standing there is Meehan. What a job by Deese. And that's what happens when you put a runner in motion.
Runner in motion. Opened up the left side there. Not hit overly hard, but hit in the right spot. And really good base running there by Meehan to see that third base had been vacated, that nobody was there. And he just kept on going first to third.
As we watch that, Tully comes to the plate and do not rule out the safety squeeze here. With 1 out. Rummel obviously swipe a bag and try to create a double steal situation or a pickle, and the infielders on the corners have to come in. Double play depth up the middle. Tully has popped the first, fly to right, and there's the suicide squeeze. Safety squeeze, play to the plate. He's in time. He is out at home plate. Good play by the first baseman, Lasciardi, to the catcher, Schmidt. Jesuit was aware of it, and the out at home plate on the safety squeeze, and 2 gone. That's a safety. If it's a suicide, he probably beats it, but it was more of a safety.
Well, with it being a safety, you don't have to break, and it was an extremely late break by Meehan at third. With the first baseman getting to it that quickly, he could have easily put the brakes on and got back to third. Then you would have had second, and you actually probably would have had the bases loaded. But he decided to come. It was a very, very late break on that bunt.
And we're going to get a pinch.
That's the reason they were able to get the play at the plate.
We're going to get a pinch hitter for Rummel. Hunter LeBlanc will bat for Rummel with 2 on, 2 outs from the left side. Hitting for Cook. Waits from the left side. Here it comes. Bounced it. Nice block by Schmidt to keep the runners at first and second, and that's important. 1-0 the count. LeBlanc 143, no RBI. Started some games early in the year. Up there in a big situation. Very fine defensive play by Lasciardi to Schmidt to keep this a 1-run game. And the 1-0. Down, it's 2-0. A walk to Meehan. Deese to single the left with the runner on the move. And then a safety squeeze and out at the plate. 2 on, 2 outs, 2-0 pitch. And a line drive in the left, sinking is a base hit. Can they score the run? Nope, they're going to stop him at third, and Nick Monica made the right call. No chance for Meehan there because the ball was in shallow left, and North charged it and played it cleanly. It's the right call. So
Absolutely.
LeBlanc comes through nicely, and the bases are loaded with 2 outs.
Good job of going the other way by LeBlanc. Could not send the runner. Left fielder North was right there, right on top of you. Hits the cutoff man, so bases loaded now with 2 outs, and this is a pivotal point in this game.
And Zach Cook back in to run at first base. It was his spot in the lineup. He could end up pitching in this game. Bases loaded, 2 outs for Costanza, who's grounded to third, walked twice, scored a run. He's driven in 11 on the year.
A base hit here might be enough.
Costanza took a strike, and again we get that delayed call. 0-1. As Oob gets ahead, that's such an important pitch to get ahead in this situation. No balls and a strike. Runners lead from every bag. And the 0-1. Chopper towards second for Bruglio. Easy hop, inning over. So the Raiders strand the bases loaded. It's going to come down to Kosei against the Jesuit order. No runs on 2 hits, 3 stranded. 2-1 Rummel as we head to the 7th. Jesuit trying to avoid a 4th one-run loss in the league. All 3 of their losses, as we mentioned earlier, in the league by 1 run. But they can change that here, and they've got guys to do it. Theberge, Ray, and Bruglio. Theberge lined a base hit and scored the Jesuit run in the 5th. And Connor Kosei, 97 pitches. He's walked 1. He struck out 11 in this game. Theberge, as mentioned, 1 for 2 with the single and the run scored. Good pitch from Kosei to get ahead. Remember, Cook warmed up previously. He's in the field for Rummel. Missed away. It's 1-1.
Cook's given them some nice outings on the mound this year, so I guess he would be the guy that he would go to if needed. But
good breaking ball. It's 1-2.
The way Kosei's throwing, it's going to be tough here. I mean, that's why it was so big last inning. If Rummel could have got another run across the plate, 2 runs definitely would have been enough.
1-2. Breaker he laid off. 2-2. Theberge back in the 5th and couldn't finish him. Theberge lined a base hit. 2-2 the count. And Kosei delivers. Missed the outside edge, so it's 3-2 again, just like it was last time. This becomes an important pitch. They all are in a 1-run game. He's over 100 pitches now. And Kosei with a payoff pitch on the way to Theberge. And a ground ball to second. Costanza has an easy hop and throws him out. 1 gone. Here in the 7th inning, Kosei with his 103rd pitch gets a ground ball out and now deals with the dangerous Nick Ray, who had the bunt single in the 5th. In the middle of that crazy inning, where Jesuit lost a run on a baseline interference call that turned out to be the correct call.
That was a huge out right there to get Theberge to lead off the inning, because now you've basically taken the sacrifice out of the equation in this inning.
High to Ray, it's 1-0.
Always important if you're the team with that 1-run lead, that you get that first out in the last inning and erase that bunt.
And the 1-0 pitch. Showed bunt again and bunts it foul. So Nick Ray trying to get something started. Tried to bunt it, but it was a breaking ball. Tough pitch to bunt. It's 1-1.
Well, he sees Meehan pretty deep over there at third. Meehan well behind the bag, so he sees that the third base side is open. Meehan really hasn't adjusted either. After seeing the bunt attempt, he comes up a little now.
Here's the 1-1 pitch. Good pitch. Oh, my. I guess high? Wow. 2-1.
I don't know, but they got to cut out the dramatics.
2 balls and a strike. I hear you. And the 2-1 pitch on the way. This is hit hard in the right center. That's a hit for Ray. And it's going to get to the wall. He's going to get as many as he can. He's at second base, standing with a double with the tying run. Nick Ray, with his second hit, comes through, and the tying run at second with only 1 out for Jesuit's best hitter, Brandon Bruglio.
Good job there by Joey Latino to put the brakes on, get him in the scoring position, and that's good enough right there with 1 down here in your last at-bat as Ray just absolutely drills that ball. It was hit once it started skipping, hit the outfield grass and started skipping. It was well on its way to the fence. Put the brakes on, good move there. You've got that tie and run now in scoring position with two of your best hitters ready to come to the plate.
Pregame took a breaking ball strike. He's walked, he's grounded into a double play, struck out, but he's came in hitting .485 with 20 RBI. 0-1. High fastball, 1-1. One ball, one strike. Tie run, second, one out in the top of the seventh, and Pregame swings and lines it towards second. Off the glove of Costanza. Throw to first is late. He's safe, and runners at the corners with one out in the seventh inning. Hard hit ball, tough chance for Costanza, and he couldn't come up with it cleanly. And now the tying run is at third. The go-ahead run is at first with only one out. And who's up? Austin North.
Ball hit extremely hard. Costanza got in front of it, but it scooted away from him and gave Pregame just enough time to beat it out and they'll give that an infield hit.
Yeah, that's a hit. That ball was a seed. And now everybody visits the mound. Nick Monica has a decision to make because Austin North has just crushed Kosei with 3 line drive hits in this game. And the tying runs at third and the potential winning runs at first with only one out. And, you know, are you best going to Zach Cook in this situation who's going to give you a different look? Or do you go with your best down the line or the guy that's at 110 pitches now against a hitter that's basically owned him in this game? That's why you can coach, buddy.
Well, like we talked about earlier, it's almost once you get into these spots with these types of hitters, you get in the meat of these orders, it's a lot of pick your poison sometimes, what you want to do. But you've got runners at the corners, got to try to make some quality pitches. If you can induce a ground ball on your infield, you could be just one pitch away from winning this thing if you're Rummel. You know, it's set up. You've got the double play in order, and that's why Nick Monica is playing back with those middle infielders because a ground ball to one of those guys could end the game.
Here's North, 3 for 3, tying run at third, go ahead run at first, and Kosei steps off.
But absolutely, this is not the guy you want to be facing if you're Rummel.
Here's the pitch. Breaking ball, inside edge strike, 0-1. Started him with a breaking ball, and that's a smart thing. I think he's got to make him hit the breaking ball, don't you?
Hey, you got to trust Fourcade.
Yeah.
You know, to block it up back
there.
Then
you got to worry about the runner stealing second as well.
Exactly. You
and
took
do you
the
throw
words out of my mouth.
0-1 pitch, not going, swing and a miss, and there's the breaking ball and a late steal, so there you go. So now a base hit could potentially win it for Jesuit. It's 0-2, but that's the right pitch choice, and you saw the swing. You've got to work him with breaking balls in this situation. He's shown you that you can't get the fastball by him. 0-2 the count. Stretch by Kosei. 0-2. And he chased a breaker away. Fourcade has to pick it up. And he has to throw to first. He finally does and gets the out. I mean, he waited a while, but he got the out. So 2 gone, and he stayed with the breaking ball. And now it comes down to this. The cleanup hitter, Connor McGinnis, for the Blue Jays against Connor Kosei.
Well, I mean, the good thing here is, you know, you've got to trust Fourcade, obviously, but he's a senior back there, so you got to do it in a game like this. Trust him to be a wall. You know, feed McGinnis a bunch of junk right here because you got first base open. So if he doesn't get himself out, you don't have to give him anything great to hit.
Game on the line, 2 on, 2 outs, and McGinnis took just outside. Ball 1. 1-0. He's popped to second, struck out twice.
You know, Rummel has the advantage right here that they're the team ahead and they have a base open.
Correct. Way high, 2-0, and that's the way they're pitching him. Of course, you got a good hitter in Fuentes on deck. It's an interesting decision because, you know, he's not walking him intentionally, but he has gotten him out 3 times and struck him out twice.
I think they're just being careful here. You don't want to serve anything up with a base open.
Oh,
there's
he
a
threw the breaking ball there. Swing and a miss. He got away from Fourcade. It's 2-1.
And that's the thing that you do there, and that's because of the open base. You threw a 2-0 breaking ball. You don't have to give him anything great to hit. Obviously, you want to get him out and get the game over with, but you don't have to give him anything on a platter.
2-1 the count, and a breaking ball inside. Just missed. Fourcade wanted it. 3-1, and Rummel's got a lot of theatrics going on out there, don't they?
They do.
And I understand it. But again, look at Meehan. That's a good move. He goes to the mound. I know how badly you want something, and I know these pitches are close. 3-1 to count. But you got to maintain composure. And now McGinnis looks for a pitch to hit. Base hit could put him ahead. Breaking ball, strike. It's full 3-2. Oh, what a finish here. What else would we expect? It's Jesuit and Rummel, after all.
I mean, this all goes back to having that open base down there. There's a 3-1 breaking ball to go to 3-2.
3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 on, 2 outs. Payoff pitch, swing and a miss, struck him out. What a finish by Kosei, and the Rummel Raiders defeat the Jesuit Blue Jays by the score of 2-1. What a finish. 13th strikeout for Kosei. You talk about earning it. Back with our post-game show in a moment on the first NBC Bank Prep Showcase on WHNO TV 20.